think my generation is terrible. I think we're the reason that China is going to bury the West. 10 years, China's going to have like 100 million people with engineering degrees. And we're going to have like 60 million people that are trying to be DJs. Parents are like, why aren't our kids moving out? They're 28. It's like, well, maybe because they were told their whole lives they should do what they loved. Turns out no one loves working. That's how we think. We're like, oh, I love music. I should be a DJ. Or you should just listen to music. Like, really, a DJ? Like, your artistic aspiration is to rearrange other people's music worse than iTunes? Like, when I was growing up, I listened to, like, Bill Cosby and George Carlin, and it became my dream to someday try to become a comedian myself. It wasn't my dream to go to a club and play Bill Cosby and George Carlin from a MacBook. Just aim a little higher, that's all I'm saying. I think we're just encouraged too much. You know, I have memories, like my parents were like, oh, Toby made these cookies. Aren't they delicious? Isn't he great? And I was 6 years old, but I still remember thinking, like, you realize I just spooned out pre-made cookie dough onto a sheet. And then you put it in the oven because it was too dangerous. Now I have friends raised that way who are like, oh, I designed a website using iWeb. It's like, no, Apple designed a website. You added a picture of a funny cat. It's not a webmaster. I'm saying, I know this is what I do now, right? I'm a comedian. My parents were like, what do you want to do with your life? I was like, complain about it. Is there money in that? Yours. That's cool. This isn't what I always did. I used to be an engineer. And sometimes people are like, oh, comedy, that's such a hard job. No. Being an engineer was far more difficult. If only because no matter how bad of a job I might do up here tonight, a bridge won't collapse. Granted, there are some difficult parts about being a comedian. Like when I was an engineer, I had to do like 50 hours a week of math, but never had to drive 6 hours to do 1 hour of math in front of people who didn't understand math. That's the nicest. When people ask me what I do now, I never mention comedy. I still say I'm an engineer. Because I'm pretty quiet. And if I'm a comedian, people are always like, he's pretty quiet for a comedian. But if I'm an engineer, people are like, he's a hilarious engineer.